Hello everyone, it's Enigmas here, and today I'm going to attempt an in-depth guide to the attack class in Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Strikers. Please correct me in the comments below if I get anything off or if I don't add enough information about certain things that I should, and I can make some supplementary videos or even just shorts to go along with it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. It would really help me out and show me that you'd like more videos like this in the future. So the attack class. It's the first class I start you with in the game, and in my opinion, the easiest of the four to master. This class excels well at attacking, and it does that very well, obviously, with some good damage up close and the second highest health of all four classes at around 700. The biggest disadvantage that you'll get, and you'll notice when playing, is you're just going to keep pushing forward, attacking and attacking, and you'll end up being alone. So making sure you're staying by another member of your team so you don't get ganged up on, because then you'll just be dying every time if you do stuff like that. One of the awesome things about it, though, is that your heavy attack can't be subbed away from. They can't use any substitution jutsus. And by the way, there are so many combos online. I'm only going to cover like one, maybe two later on in this video. And if you don't like any I show, there's just so many online that you can find. Just look up whatever your favorite jutsu is and combos with it, and you'll be able to find some great stuff for you there. But before we get into showing any of those combos, I want to cover every attack class jutsu and roughly cover what they all do. I'm not going to be covering any substitutions in this video because they go with every class, and if you'd like me to make a video on those, just let me know in the comments. And I'll be doing all the ultimates in another video as well. I think I'm going to keep those separated, those like attack ultimates versus ranged ultimates and stuff like that. And I know if I added those, this video would just get far too long, so I just figured add those in another video, and we won't even have to worry about it yet. So let's get into all the regular jutsus.
Wait, where are you going? To gather more intel, of course!
To start us off, we have the teleportation jutsu. And now it's not actually like teleportation, don't get too excited. You just go very fast in a straight line, and it's honestly pretty useful. First off, in the jutsu, you're untouchable. Nothing can get to you, so if you're timed correctly, you can use it to dodge some jutsus. You can also use moves, other attacks directly after getting to the end of the jutsu, wherever it ends. There isn't a delay at all, so you can like shoot towards someone and immediately start hitting them. And even though it does no damage itself, just think of like in a flag battle. You pick up the enemy flag and there's bad guys right there defending it, so you just get to it, pick it up, use teleportation jutsu, you're giving a gap, right? You have divided yourself from whoever's guarding it, which might be a defense type, or an enemy just took your flag and you notice them kind of on the other side of the map heading towards their base. Teleportation jutsu, now you're right next to them. It does have one downside, and that is some of the jutsus still track you through it. So like flame control, Rasen Shuriken, stuff like that, track a character. They'll still follow you and just simply hit you once it catches up to you. But it also raises your attack and speed. So that's pretty useful as well. After you use it, your attack and your speed are upped for a little bit. Next on our list is Leaf Whirlwind, which is the second jutsu you get right out of the gate. This is a jutsu that launches you forward, similar to the one we just covered, but then you do a low spinning sweep kick, making them not only fly backwards, but it also breaks their guard. And if they're doing any sort of air combo, they will just fall right to the ground. And it only takes 8 seconds to recharge, which is pretty nice. So it's just a quick, simple little kick, knocking them, little interruption, whatever you need it to be. This next one is probably my second favorite attack class jutsu, not because it's like too strong or anything, but it's the summon snake ability. You just summon a snake, and its attack, it kind of just spins in a circle. But it's pretty useful. What if, throw them next to your flag, put them by your enemy's flag. You just need to be careful you get the proper spacing for it to still appear, or else it just won't work. It also damages enemies while it's summoned. The jutsu does take 20 seconds to recharge, but the snake doesn't go away. It stays there, so it's definitely worth it. It's also pretty good if you have ways to draw people to it, like an objective, or push people into it, like jutsus or attacks, basic attacks. Now, the next jutsu we're covering is straight from the WWE with the clothesline that would kill Mr. You Can't See Me, the lightning lariat. You jump at him, you smack him, and you send him whatever way that was. And you keep going a little bit as well forward after you kind of clothesline them. What I like about the jutsu sending you past instead of just kind of stopping you or even bumping you back a little bit is if they're around enemies, it kind of pushed you past them, giving you time to kind of figure out, are they turning to face me? Are they still distracted by my enemies? So to me, it's really useful in that regard. So now I will give you the classic blue ball of Naruto's dreams, the Rasengan. You form the Rasengan and you jump towards your enemy, and after you hit them, It shoots them backwards, and then you do like a little flip backwards, but it also lowers their action speed by 30% for 10 seconds. So I don't like this as much as, say, the lightning lariat, which shoots you past, because again, you're getting pushed past with the enemy that you just hit that's kind of taking like a stun. Not like the effect stun, but they take a second to recover. So it is really useful to me. I'm not a big fan of the Rasengan because it gives you that flip back, but it does lower their action speed for 10 seconds. So it is pretty worth it though. The next one is an even better blue ball, which is the Rasen Shuriken. In this one, the kind of style graphic for it, you're creating shadow clones around you that throw the Rasen Shuriken, and it tracks. So if they move, it'll kind of spin with them. It can also pierce certain defense jutsus, like Earth Style Petrifying Jutsu, Ninja Art Needle Jutsu, True Secret Orb Cycle, Sand Shield, and Water Style Water Pillar. Cool. Next is the Lightning Blade. Now to me, this is basically the Rasengan, but instead of doing it, you follow through past them. I like it. You can also use it in flag battles, just like the teleportation jutsu, where you're shooting away. As long as you're not locked onto an enemy, you'll just go in whatever direction you're facing. Now, this next one, I love it. It's my favorite one. So, it's just the Sharingan. It is really basic. It is just an extra substitution. All this is really is you get hit and you actually didn't get hit by it and you're somewhere else. And I really like that. It's really helpful when you're newer. You just throw it on whenever you have it, and then the next thing that hits you, you kind of teleport away, and then you know if you weren't already aware of the enemy, you're like, okay, someone just hit me. Where are they? Let me counter this. The next one is Leaf Flash. You shoot towards the enemy and you kick them down to the ground. It's very nice to maybe end off combos that you had in the air. You just use it and it slams them into the ground. And to go along with that, the yang to the yang, if you will, Leaf Rising Wind, you just kick them up to start the combo. So if you have both of these, you started with Leaf Rising Wind, do your combo, Leaf Flash, kicking them down to the ground. Next is Almighty Push. And if you don't know what this does, please seek help. But besides for the obvious, it's a great counter to attacks that provide armor. Gets rid of that. And it also stops substitutions. It also destroys Water Pillar and Sand Shield protection jutsus. Now we get Almighty Pull, which just pull things closer to you. And I was kind of surprised when reading up on this jutsu that Almighty Push, gets rid of some shields and stuff, but Almighty Pull just moves them closer to you. Doesn't get rid of any of the armor that other jutsus can do or anything. Next is Boruto's little, oh, I messed up. No, wait, actually I didn't. The Vanishing Rasengan. You throw the Rasengan, and then upon contact, it does some damage and adds more time to their ninja tool cooldown, which is useful for, you and all your teammates who don't want them using those. The next is Tornado High. You rush at the opponent and create a clone to make a tornado, even if the jutsu is blocked and if the tornado hits them afterwards, because the initial clone does a sort of attack. So if that attack misses, and then it's just the tornado that does damage to them, the healing power is reduced by 30% for 10 seconds. But even if the tornado is created, the jutsu won't continue unless the person is hit with it from the beginning. Now, we're on to the first Season 1 jutsu, which is Flying Raijin. All you do is you slap a marked kunai on the ground, and then within the next 10 seconds, you can teleport back to that kunai once. So it's like a manual Sharingan almost, or you can use it to slap it down, run for 10 seconds, do some attacking, and then teleport back if something gets tough. But it also boosts your attack and defense. Although it can get removed by an enemy, which kind of sucks. Now we have the Flashman Jutsu, but it's level 2. So Flying Raijin level 2. And with this, you throw a marked kunai at an enemy, and if it hits, you teleport them and hit them up like Minato did to Obito. Boom, next. The next one is called Wood Style Laughing Buddha Technique. You summon up hands, and they come up from the ground by the enemy, and they hit them as they come up from the ground, and then they slap closed around the enemy. And it does extra damage on that slapping closed if the clap, like the first hits as it coming out of the ground, connects. It does more damage on the closing around them. The next one is Earth Style Wood Dragon Jutsu. You just create a wood dragon and it attacks your opponent. On a hit, it takes away 5 seconds from its cooldown, which is nice so you can use it again quicker. And it takes away 50 from the enemy's secret technique gauge, which is very useful. And it heals you. If after a couple seconds it doesn't hit the enemy though, it will disappear. The next one is Octopus Hug. You just create a pair of tentacles like Yuki's and bind them on an opponent, ignoring any guards, and seal substitution for 5 seconds, While it has them restrained, it gives them some damage over time. Okay, editor Enigmas here. That was an absolute lie, what I just said. I wrote down overtime damage in my notes because it adds 50% extra damage to whatever they take, not damage over time. So that was just an oversight by me. My bad. The next one we have is Acrobat Technique, where you have 3 cloud swords. You put the cloud swords, one in your mouth and one in each hand, and if you are hit, you instead do a counterattack. So kind of like an upgraded Sharingan, but unless it's an ultimate, and then in which it doesn't really matter, you're just getting hit. Next up is Youthful Roar. Basically, you scream very, very loud, and it helps all your friends, and all of your enemies can't move for a little bit. And, that leaves them open to attacks as well. Whew, okay, we're getting through this list. It's kind of bigger than I thought, but I feel like I've got them simplified enough that I can just get through it. Now, this next one works perfectly with Youthful Roar, especially once you get the timing down, and it is Dynamic Entry. You jump back a little bit, and then forward towards an enemy, delivering a powerful kick, which immediately knocks them far back, and for 7 seconds, you take half damage. Well, I mean, that's super useful. So you'd Youthful Roar and then immediately hit the other one, so while they're in that pause state, it's like an auto hit on them. Rasen Rampage. You make a small explosion that sends the people around you into the air, and then 4 chakra arms, all using a Rasengan, slam into the targets. On impact, the Rasengan lowers the healing power and speed of whoever's hit by 30%. Next, we have the Kurama Twin Impact. You just slam a tailed beast bomb into the ground, and it hits targets within range, and they can't substitute for 7 seconds. So it makes a good start to a combo, and it also cancels out any super armor someone might have from activating a jutsu. Next is Uchiha Style Halo Dance, which makes you rush at the enemy with a sword, and you make 3 slashing attacks, launching fire at the enemy from the sword. If the first one hits, it blocks enemy subs for 5 seconds. Another Uchiha Jutsu is Uchiha Shuriken Jutsu Aboro Garuma. I'll get back to you on that one. You throw that cool shuriken from the Land of Waves arc, the Demon Wind Shuriken if I am correct, into the ground, making a shockwave that stuns and makes opponents' substitution jutsus take longer and increases your speed and evasion, also increasing your tracking. And then you can call your shuriken back to you, causing any enemies to be hit by it if they're in the way. That gives them more damage, and their ninjutsu is sealed for 7 seconds. Next we have Linchpin Strange Taste. You stick your hand out and you make an orb that absorbs clones, tools, and jutsus. Also resets ninjutsu stocks, deals damage over time along with reducing their alt stocks. You'll also get some other buffs to Just You, which is, very nice on an already pretty cool jutsu that if used correctly can be very powerful. Now we're on to Reverse Scale, and all this does is create a shield-like structure on your arm, and you rush forward, bashing anyone in your path. It seals any substitutions for 5 seconds. After the first attack, you can make a second input and make a slashing attack within 5 seconds of the shield attack ending. It kind of forms it into like a blade-like structure that you swing at someone with. The next one I find pretty cool. That is Fire-Style Burning Ash. You spit out some ash from your mouth, causing blindness to enemies for 8 seconds, and then you can ignite it with a second input of that same jutsu. But what I find very cool about it is it will also ignite from any other fire-type jutsu. The next jutsu from Konohamaru is Fire-Style Flaming Meteors, where you have a shadow clone jump up and shoot out 3 fireballs. What I like about it is it also changes enemies to lock on to the clone instead. So it kind of helps if someone's about to do a jutsu on you and they're locking. You do that, and the jutsu will lock onto your clone instead, and they're shooting out their fireballs because it can't get hurt. And it's a little free dodge if you use it correctly. Next, we're coming up to the Baryon mode jutsus, the first of which being Baryon Bullet Barrage, where you produce punches rapidly doing damage and reducing the ult meter by 1% per hit, and the last hit pushes the enemy away, kind of gives them a little knockback. The next is Baryon Tailbreaker, where you, for 10 seconds, automatically attack any enemies near you with tails you produce on yourself, spawning 1 tail for every enemy within range, attacking every roughly 2 seconds. You can't use ninja tools, but can leave the state at any time you choose, you just with the second input, and then you can go back to using your little fancy ninja tools. Next, you get the Piercing One-Fingered Thrust of Hell, which is a mouthful, but you simply jab your finger into an enemy's chest that reduces their defense by 10% for 5 seconds. Obviously, it also does damage. I just didn't add that for a lot of these jutsus, because to me it's obvious they deal damage, but I guess If I can't pull up clips that make it very obvious that they're doing damage, then that's my bad. But all of the jutsus will also do some damage. Not all. I shouldn't say all. A lot of the jutsus also do damage. Next, we're on to the Truth-Seeking Orb Scorch. This is where you shoot a beam of energy, and if you hold a jutsu button, you can freely aim the beam, although it is kind of slow aiming it around. The next one is Cross Lantern. You make a cross shape on the ground, and it stops substitutions for 7 seconds after hitting with an eruption. The cross shape kind of shoots up out of the ground, making like some walls around you. And they receive some high damage over time if they're still in that flamey lava stuff that pops up. The next one is Wood-Style Wood Golem Jutsu. You make a wood golem that attacks people, and it has that dragon wrapped around it like Hashirama's was. And afterwards, the dragon part coils up on your back, replacing your attacks with wood release and giving you some nice armor as well. The next one, and I apologize if this is wrong, Daikokuten Shokatsu. You throw one of them rods, and it will stun the enemy, and if it does, you summon a big black box to drop on them. Like that dude who did it into Sasuke and then with those big rods. Yeah. The next is a God Hunter. And no, I'm not saying whatever that word is. I'll give it one shot right here. Sukuna Hikona. That's probably wrong, but that was my attempt. You disappear and reappear in the air, kind of a little up and back to where you were, and then you rush forward attacking the enemy with your hand, which is covered in that armor stuff from that other jutsu where you have that shield. If it connects, you remain in the air, and the enemy gets bounced up, so it's a great start to some combos that you want to do in the air if you got some cool weapons. Whew, okay, that was all of them. Now, after giving you a quick little rundown of every jutsu, I'd like to go over some of my favorite class builds. I'll also go over the clothing power-ups that I'm wearing for the class. Obviously, if you don't like the ones I show in this video, look online. They're everywhere. Okay, so this is the class you're looking at. Obviously, the role type is going to be attack. That's what we're talking about here. The weapon, you're going to want claws. I like the white ones, so I didn't go and buy the regular ones. But if you don't have the claws, go ahead and pick up the black ones. They're super cheap. Normally I use these ones too, but since I've been using these are like a lot easier to use than any of these other ones. I don't know if these ones follow the same attack as these ones, but if they do, go ahead and use them as well. Just any of the claws that use this same kind of attack style, really easy to follow along with. Your ninja tool, you're going to want kunai. You get 3 of them. It's easy. You get 4 of them. My bad, I was reading the timer. You get 4 of them. It makes it real nice and easy. This one, though, I will say, if you can use this one, it's super fun to use. It like sits there and then it flies. But other than that, just use the kunai if you are trying to be really simple about it. This is one that I got from a scroll, so, you know. Now, it doesn't matter what clothes you're wearing, it just matters about your skills. So, First Blood, Clear Mind, Battle Hardened, what that's going to do, give us our secret technique more often, give us our jutsus faster, and instantly refill a set amount of health after you defeat an enemy. And by the way, thank you to this creator on screen right now. This is who I got kind of parts of this build from. And you'll see on the second build, definitely more closely resembles his build. But this one, I took my own thing on the jutsus here. I went with both Rasengans. But the reason I did that is just because they are so versatile. Like, they work anytime you want to do damage. This one, what I've noticed is that I kind of like to throw this one first, and as it hits, it kind of makes a big dome on impact. You'll see that when we get into the gameplay. And then I just use this one while they can't really see from that, and I shoot into the big dome and smack them with that one too. But obviously, this one recharges faster, so it ends up getting used more anyways. Then for your clone or your substitution jutsu, you're going to want to use high-speed movement. You just jump away, and you will get increased movement speed, so that's really nice. So you can get right back into the action. So now for your ult, it depends. I use the 8 inner gates, Gate of Limits. It's really nice to help you with your attacking. But if you're like, oh, I want, Massive Rasengan, you just do a lot of damage. Kamui, if that's something you want to use. Lightning Style Chakra Mode, you just cover your body. you're boosting your close range attack speed, movement speed, and defensive power, and you don't flinch when you get hit by certain attacks, and it recovers some ninjutsu cooldown. Greatly boosts the power of lightning style ninjutsu, but obviously I'm not really using them, so if you wanted to go lightning blade and some other one, go ahead. But for me, this one just works. It's really nice. Gives you your health back when you're low. I kind of save it for when my health is low, you'll see. And that's really all you need to know, and now I'll show you just kind of how to use it a little bit, and obviously take it yourself, practice with it. That's what you're really going to want to do, so let's get right into a match. Okay, so now that we're in the match, I'll show you how to use it. So I like to start off with one of these. It launches you forward pretty far. It launches the other person forward so far. That's like the only downside to it. Then here we got this. You kind of jump in there. Of course, they were blocking just at the right time. Now I'm invulnerable, so that didn't do any damage.
And this is the part where I apologize for forgetting to mention that I switched over to using the time-space hop substitution just to try it out a little bit, because it had just popped up for me. I hadn't seen it before that when checking my jutsu, so that's why I was invulnerable there from the substituting. It's not in the regular class. You would have just had increased movement speed after that, which is still super helpful if you need to get away, or, like I said before, get right back into the action.
Choose Space 9 Ninjutsu, but I immediately locked onto someone else. That was nice. I don't know who I'm throwing that at. Apparently, no one, I think? Maybe, I don't know. But that's kind of how you can use it. And then I like to throw some kunai just to kind of... I came right out of that space-time ninjutsu, baby. That's why I like that one so much. But high-speed movement's a lot more of a reachable thing. You'll be able to get to that one a lot quicker. So, you know, you just kind of throw the stuff and smack them. You know, keeping it simple. I don't know what just happened there, honestly. Okay, so we're hiding in a wall. Okay. Bro, that is absolutely crazy. Oh, scroll. So I'm kind of low, so I really want to unlock my ult soon. That's got some good tracking, but he was flinched down for some reason, which really sucks. Ult time, baby. So you immediately get your health back. Go in, easy finish right there. Pop in for one of those. Pop in for one of those on someone else entirely even. And we're still getting hits on people. Even if we're that far away. Dude. That is absolutely crazy. Who am I shooting for? It doesn't really matter. I just kind of go. You just keep going. That's how I really play. Even when I'm playing against real people. I just keep sending it. Now I'll show you this combo. Then I hit the Rasengan. Okay, she disappeared. I can't help when they sub. That's the one weakness. That's not like a forever combo, 100%. But it's also a beginner class, so, you know, gotta learn more stuff. Okay, I'm apparently switching back and forth onto a lot of different people. This should hit them both. Yeah, 2 hits. Okay, can I hop in on this battle, please? I just stole his kill. Why am I not moving? Oh, that was a clone. Okay, so what's going on here? And this one, you just track so far. Smack him. It does launch him really far, though. That's not who I wanted to get with that, but that is A-okay with me. Where did Yamato go? And there we go. There was an L for me. I died. But I'm in first. I don't know by how much I'm in first. I usually can't tell until afterwards. Like I said, I am pretty new. But I wanted to put together a guide from everything I've kind of learned so far. And you kind of end up just, with the attack class, just going for it. You're just sending it. When you're playing a team battle, though, it's important. You want to make sure you're staying more team-oriented. I ended up just using that as, like, a push forward. I honestly don't know what's happening. I did not see what was happening. Someone used something. I assume it must have been Naruto, because he's in first place already. That's not a good showcase against NPCs, I'm not gonna lie. That is not a good showcase. Okay. In my defense, literally the strongest person in the world right there.
Alright, we got one more class to look at, so let's get right into it, and then we'll wrap this bad boy up.
Okay, so the biggest change you're going to see is the fact that you're going to be using Almighty Push. It's a really good jutsu. It's free. That's why we're using it here. Now, for your second jutsu, you have a couple of options. I like any of the taijutsu attack moves, so Leaf Whirlwind, Leaf Flash, or Leaf Rising Wind right there. Or if you know that you end up getting caught a lot, throw on the Sharingan, one-time protection against most enemy jutsu attacks. That's pretty nice. Let's say you want to make your ult the lightning style chakra mode. Go ahead and throw on Lightning Blade. It's really, it's customizable here. Still recommend this one. It's really nice. It does take 30 seconds though, so if you want to switch over to, high speed movement, it's just 20 seconds or 25 seconds. High speed movement's really good. I still recommend it. I'll throw it on for this one so you can see that in action. But for my second one, I tend to recommend either Rasengan or one of these taijutsu abilities, or Sharingan. Those are kind of your three customizable options. If you run the Sharingan, you're going to be really using those claws a lot, using this every once in a while to either, steal kills, get people away from you, stuff like that. So this is one of the recommended builds that I'd say. It's pretty customizable when it comes to using the taijutsu, depending on what you want. So I'm going Almighty Push, Leaf Flash, High Speed Movement, 8 Inner Gates. And as you can see, a lot of it is this taijutsu based stuff right here. It's just good. It's really good. Throw on a Renegon ability and you're pretty much good. If Rock Lee or my guy had the Renegon, you know what I'm saying? Let's go get right into one of these battles.
Time to test my strength.
So we're facing Pain, Itachi, so I'm cooked. I'm absolutely cooked. There's no way I'm getting out of this alive. Let's see what we can do. Let's go fight Boruto Naruto right now. I keep missing the Leaf Flash. They keep dropping too early. Quick little block right there. Dude, that's crazy. One more miss Leaf Flash and I'm done. Dude, don't you dare, bro. W? Yeah, I decided to use it on you, Jiraiya. That's right, I'm cooking you. That's right, Jiraiya, I'm cooking you. Never mind, I'm cooking. Dude, that is crazy. Leave me alone for 5 minutes. Can I get one kill while my jutsu's active? Apparently not. Apparently not. Why is everyone coming for me? Get off my schmeat, dog. That is crazy. I'm getting ganged up on so hard. Yeah, go ahead and block, bro. No. That didn't hit me. That actually, I don't think that really counted as hitting me. Jiraiya. What did we say about double teaming? We said no double teaming this game, bro. So we're running up and we're blocking. Jiraiya, literally get off of my meat, bro. And I have Almighty Push. That's crazy. I have a jutsu that pushes people away, and I'm not using it when I'm getting yanked up on. That's what I'm talking about. Like, just get better at the game. Pain, you're literally almost dead, I swear, if I do not get this kill. Thank you. Jiraiya, you can be next. That is great. Okay. Yeah, you're not hitting. No, I do not want to fight you right now. There we go. Oh, okay, so everybody's coming for me. Everybody's gunning for me right now. I need help. I need help right now. Hey. You're not allowed to do combos on me. You're a CPU. You're welcome. Almighty Push. Hit an Almighty Push. Hit an Almighty Push. There we go, baby.
So I definitely enjoyed the first class more, but that second class, if you're a lot better at the game than me, clearly, you can use it to get some great value out of it. But the first one that I showed you and all the versatility you can have in changing other classes is so much easier. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, please like it, obviously. And then if you'd like to leave a comment about anything else I should do, what class you'd like to see next, and then hit that subscribe button. It would really help me out. Maybe send this to your friends who also are into the Shinobi Strikers game. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Peace.